Hello Pisces, and welcome to Embrace the Moon Tarot and your September 2017 reading. And I'm sitting here trying to tap into the vibrations of Pisces, and I just get an overall sense of really trying to get at a good status quo of feeling balanced so that you aren't completely disconnected from the world, but you're disconnected enough that you're not allowing the energies that are surrounding and going on in the world at large to play too much of a part in how your energy in your personal life is, because you feel like, oh, so on top of it, your own personal energy has its own vibrations that you're really trying to get a handle on. And sometimes you feel like you're somewhat successful, and sometimes you don't feel quite as successful as you wish you could be. But then once you kind of get hit with outside energies and vibrations, sometimes it's just too much and it gets overwhelmed. So I feel you've really been working on that, and you've done a fairly good job at kind of creating a somewhat nice status quo of not being detached from the world, but not allowing it to impact you. But it's something you have to work on a regular basis. It's not like you manage to successfully be at this nice level of connect, but healthily disconnected at the same time, and you don't have to do anything again. It's something you work on a regular basis. But you're wary of whenever the vibrations at large, at the world at large, kind of impacts you on a personal level, and trying to figure out how you can deal with that so it doesn't shift how you feel on a personal level at the same time. So that's kind of what I'm picking up from you right now. A little bit of tired comes with that, because it takes a little bit of processing and work on a mental level. You're trying very hard to be wary of your surroundings, not only in your close community, but at the world at large, because you don't want to be considered and you don't want to be disconnected. You still want to know what's going on, but you're trying to figure out what the healthy balance is of knowing what's going on and understanding, but not allowing it to impact you on a level that you feel that your personal world is too much when you are handling both your personal world and the world at large, if that makes sense. So it takes a little effort to balance that. And some days it feels like it comes smoothly, and other days you feel like you really have to give it some much more deep thought regarding how much you need to disconnect so that your personal world the vibrations of your personal world doesn't get shaken too much by external occurrences. So let's see what September has in part for you. In store for you. That's what I was looking for. Let's see what September has in store for you. I'm doing a little bit more simplified spread this month, trying to zone in on, instead of focusing on so many aspects of your life, just trying to be a broad aspect. So let's see what we can pull from you, and you'll understand what I mean if you've been watching these videos regarding the spread. And for those of you who have been watching and faithfully returning, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay, past, present, strength, potential obstacle, what you need to focus on, and potential future. So let's go ahead and move the potential obstacle to the side. And we'll get back to that. Starting with past. So I feel this is reflective of kind of what I was talking about in the beginning, about how you had worked at getting this healthy balance and trying to make sure that you are staying connected to the external world, whether it be on a local concept as far as maybe in your community. I don't feel that this is family as much as community-based, things that have to do with maybe connections in your neighborhood, connections in maybe your church gatherings or whatever. Kind of it goes beyond family, but just, you know, beyond yourself, whereas family is a little more personal, even if it's extended family. I feel that this goes beyond family and extended family. So you've really kind of taken that concept of staying connected from that which is beyond your personal life, but knowing how to be connected to that and not let that vibrations, whenever the vibrations start to get a little bit haywire or are at a level that can create anxiety, learning how to recognize those at a good point in time so that you can stop those from entering and shaking up the vibrations of your personal life, which would be more of you personally and your family, you personally and your career. So you have created this, or managed to get to this place where you are a little more understanding of your personal vibrations, the vibrations of your external world, and how you can allow them to work together and how you can stop them when they're not working together. So it's been a new process for you, and it's taken you a while to get to this point and to recognize the differences in the vibrations and recognize that this is actually something that you can do. Realizing that even though these external things impact you, they don't have to impact you so much that they disrupt you personally on a very internal level. And like I said, this is fairly new, but it's something that you've been working on. It's something that you, when it's working very well, you feel very pleased and happy that you've managed to succeed in this. But it's also something that you have to put a little more work into it than it might seem to other people. So there are days where it goes really smoothly, and then there's days where it's not quite as smooth, where you actually have to really consider, all right, I know this is going on outside of my own personal world, and I know it's a big deal. I know it does have an impact on me, but it does not have to have an impact on me right now to the point where I have fear or anxiety or whatever else that can result from this vibration. I can still create my own vibration and my own personal world that can impact me, who I am, where I'm at, and where I'm going, as well as my family, those who depend on me, as well as those that I depend on. So that's where that's kind of a realization that you had come to fairly recent in the recent past, and you're continuing to work on. You're continuing to perfect this because you've realized how much this has helped you to decrease some of your anxiety that you had been dealing with previously. So it's something you desire to work on because you feel so much better. You feel so much more in control, and you know, it's not that you feel at peace all the time. It's not sunshine and rainbows, but you definitely feel as though you have a little more control at taking back some peace when you feel that the peace has been robbed from you. So the current position is that you feel a little more stable. The instability that you had been gnawing at you, whether it was on the forefront or on the back burner, or kind of switched back and forth, it came forward, you managed to push back, and then it would come forward, and then you managed to push back. That instability that you felt, and the word anxiety keeps popping in my head, so I don't know if anxiety on some level has been something that you've been dealing with, but that constant working with anxiety, trying to ignore it, trying to pretend it wasn't there, trying to find a way to deal with it, trying to find a way to not deal with it and just wish it away, whatever it has been that you've been struggling with, it's been back and forth, you've caught into a place that because of this, you feel that, again, you feel a little more in control. even when you know that things are happening that are outside of your control, you've gotten to a place where you've recognized that even when things are outside of your control, how you let it impact you on a personal level and how you react or respond is within your control. And that's how you maintain that internal stability and the internal peace that you really, really feel if you could keep a hold of, you could really battle away the anxiety that keeps coming forward whenever it comes forward. And again, like I said, it's not like this has been a one and done victory. Once you've managed to succeed, you've never had to worry about again. It seems to crop up once in a while, but you feel like you're better equipped to deal with it. And because of that, you just feel more stable, and you feel like it's the beginning point. Even though the ace shows that beginning point was recent, you've come quite a ways with this realization and how much you've been able to utilize this for your own good. It's still in the beginning phases. It's still something you have to actually practice. It has not become second nature where you just don't have to think about it. You can apply these tools. It's still new enough that you have to apply the tools that you've learned. But you've learned the tools and you're able to utilize them, and you've noticed how much they actually help you. So your strength for the month of September is the Lover's card. And this is connections in general. But on a deeper kind of an emotional level, connections that you, I feel like this has a lot to do with those that provide you with the love and support that makes you feel whole as you are comfortable in yourself. This can be a significant other, but I feel that this kind of goes beyond that significant other and kind of taps into that person that may feel like a soulmate but isn't really a lover. So sometimes we have soulmates who are our lovers, and that's the only soulmate we ever have. But I feel that there are some of us who have multiple soulmates that are out there. And I don't know what your definition on soulmate is, but I'm kind of spinning off on that concept of that person that really complements your soul and allows your soul to expand and grow and be who you are on your innermost, deepest level without judgment, without you feeling like you have to question or kind of hide away parts of yourself. It's that person that allows you to be wholly and completely who you are. And when you hit points in your life where that person, part of you, decides to shift and change, this person passes no judgment. They move with ease as you shift and change, allowing you to grow in front of them and even encouraging and supporting you. So from that concept as a soulmate, that can be a lover, it can be a friend, it can be a relative, it can be all of those. Some people manage to have soulmates for whatever reason. That is not just one person, it might be multiple people. So whatever is with you in your case, it doesn't necessarily have to be a lover. It can be a really close friend, it can be a relative, but someone who really helps you feel like you can fulfill who you are and grow and expand and support you from whatever aspect. That's going to be your strength. Tapping into that, connecting with that person. If you've become disconnected from that person, reconnecting with that person so that you can grow and feel comfortable in growing. That's going to be your strength for the month. That's going to really help you with that that balancing act that you have been doing with trying to make sure that you are able to stay grounded and not completely disconnected from the world, still connected, but not connected to the point where it actually impacts your own personal vibrations. That's your strength, finding that person or reconnecting with that person, or just continuing to connect wherever that may be with you. The obstacle for the month is that chaos is not over. Whatever chaos that has been ensuing, whatever that has been following, it's not over. I don't feel that this is going to be horribly detrimental by and large. Now, but it's the kind of, it's still going to be the sort of chaos that balancing act that you've been doing to create that stability, to maintain that stability, is still going to require you to pull out those tools and to use them. Tap into that person who you know is going to be supportive. the kind of chaos that has you having moments thinking, when is it going to end? Like, when can I catch a break? Why can't I catch a break? This is not fair. I really need a break from all of this. Why do I need to use these tools? Can I finally have a point in my life where I can put these tools away and just relax? So it's still going to have you feeling like you wish that some of this chaos would stop already. But remember, chaos in general usually breeds or births newness, new things. And so whether it be something new that's coming into your life, or it be something new as in you becoming a new version of yourself, either way, this is the sort of chaos, this is the sort of thing that can come out of this chaos. And ultimately, I feel it's going to be birthing, this sort of chaos is going to be birthing a new version of you that allows you to get to the point where these tools that you keep having to really put thought process in to pull out, it's going to become second nature. So this aspect of yourself where you're able to handle this balance of still being connected to the external world, but not allowing it to impact you on a negative aspect internally, you're going to get to a point where this is going to become second nature to you, which is going to just give you more space to grow and to become a better version of yourself. But that type of chaos has to kind of come about for you to be able to practice these tools, for you to be able to get to the point where you get where this is second nature to you. So don't see this chaos that's going to continue to come and disrupt your life that you're getting exhausted of as the obstacle that's going to continue exhausting you. Think of it more as giving you the opportunity to hone your skills with the tools that you've created or you have discovered, so that you can get to a point where you don't have to struggle anymore. It'll just be second nature. So what you have to focus on for the month we have is the Knight of Pentacles. So there's some career advancements I feel that's going to be occurring in general. And some of it's been, for some of you, I feel it's very much been something you've been working on. You're going to get to where you are going to feel more clear regarding what you've been working towards. I feel that there's been a lot of questions, like you've had some concepts and you've been working on some certain things, and that has been part of this chaos, this general chaos that has been ensuing, that has forced you to bring out these tools in your tool belt. But you haven't been real clear on what you really wanted as you've worked through all of this. You had ideas, things that you've been considering, contemplating, some things you've actually started to kind of put forth, and some have been somewhat successful. But as the month goes on, you're going to have a more clear understanding what it is that you really do want and where you want to go with these. It still might take some time for all of it to be implemented, but there's a bit of peace that comes when we have that mental clarity, even if it means it's still going to be a long process, even if it means that it's still going to be a couple weeks or months before you see all the details finalized. When you get to a point where you have that state of mind where it's clear enough that you feel that you have a very specific goal that you can work towards, and you're no longer wondering, what about this or that, or if I did this or that, that kind of back and forth dialogue, once you're at a point where you're clear of head, you can drop that dialogue, and the exhaustion that comes from that dialogue is going to make you feel relieved that it's no longer there. And so you'll welcome the fact that even though you know this is still going to be some time to see some of this implemented or to the finish, the dialogue of wondering the what ifs and how abouts and but if I did, being able to let that go is really going to help ease some of the chaos that has been going on internally. And like I said, I feel it definitely has to do with business or career or work oriented or financial and orientated. Oh, what kind of word is that? Financially oriented. So you're going to get to a point where, like I said, that inner dialogue is going to finally kind of calm down, because you're going to have a better understanding of what it is that you definitely want to work towards. And then you'll have some focus. You'll be able to just go ahead and charge forward and work on that, focus on that. So the potential outcome for the month, I'm going to go ahead and move that obstacle card up here. The potential outcome for the month is 10 of Cups. So this, in the most general sense of the word, is usually considered the card of happiness. And for you, I feel that this basically means that by the end of September, that peace that you feel like you have to work for whenever you're using the tools that you have and trying to battle the anxiety that tries to crop up when you're trying to find the balance between the external vibrations and your own personal vibrations and what it is that you need to do to make sure they work together and shut off the ones that don't. You're going to get to a point where you don't have to think quite as hard when it comes time to pull out those tools. It's going to become second nature, and as a result of that, you're going to feel happier as a whole. Between that balancing act that you have been really working on knowing how to do so that it comes second nature, to that clarity mindset of knowing where you're going to go regarding your business or career or finances, there's a certain amount of peace that's going to come with it. And as a result of that, there's a certain amount of happiness. The realization that, okay, I can finally breathe. So as a result of all of that, there's going to be this state of peace and happiness that's going to make you feel that you can actually let go of the overwhelm you had been feeling prior. And with that, like I said, just the happiness that will come as a result of it. Just feeling like being able to look around you like, okay, I got this. Okay, I can see that I have all of this going for me. I have all of this that I'm working towards, definitely. So it's good. I can handle this, and I can count my blessings. I can feel like my cups are full. Life is good. And it's not disillusioned. It's not that you realize or that suddenly life becomes a cakewalk. But just feeling like you're better equipped in handling, and the contentment and the peace, that internal peace that comes with feeling that you're better equipped, is going to make all the difference in the world. And so that struggle with trying to find that balance and dealing with the anxiety that keeps wanting to crop up, you'll finally feel like you have control over it and be able to actually feel like you can enjoy the happiness that you have recognized you have, but you haven't felt like you could enjoy. You're finally going to feel like you now are at a place that you can both recognize it and actually enjoy it. So I'm going to go ahead and pull from another deck to kind of give you an overall energy for the month of September and let you carry that with you. Successive transformation. And when I first read that, I thought it said successful transformation, and I feel that that little blunder is not to be forgotten, in that you're going to be successful in this transformation. But to remember that this transformation takes steps. So again, like I talked about that chaos, and knowing that that particular type of chaos actually births something new, and it's going to be a new version of yourself, one that makes you feel like you are better equipped, like I said, to recognize all the blessings that you have, which you have always recognized. It's not that you don't know that you have things to be grateful for, but there's always been this part of you that you felt like you couldn't thoroughly enjoy it for some reason. And you're going to get to that point by, using the tools, getting some perspective and some focus, and from that, you know, handling that chaos with the grace that these tools allow you to handle. Each time that you work through this and you're successful, you're managing to go up one more step in that ladder to the point where you reach the top, and that transformation will be complete. You'll get to that point where you feel that you are both able to recognize your blessings as well as to thoroughly enjoy them. It is successive. It takes successive steps to be successful in the transformation, but you'll get there. You'll get there, and you'll have a good end to the month of September, and a little bit of relief that you finally managed to make it through, because you've been waiting, you've been watching, looking for that light at the end of the tunnel, and knowing that it's coming soon, that you can definitely feel that, like I said, you can recognize the blessings and actually enjoy them. It's just kind of a bit of a relief for you. So keep your head high, one step at a time. You'll get there. All right, Pisces, that is all I have for you for the month of September. I hope you have a great one. Make it great, and hopefully I will see you in October.